Welcome back everybody to another edition of Chef's instructional cooking videos for his culinary classes. Today we're going to work on a pizza. You guys will be making this when you get back to class real soon. So let's see, we're going to start with a little yeast. We're going to talk about that for a minute. So I got some water, and the temperature of the water was between 105 and 115. And if you see this little foam on top, looks kind of like root beer foam, you've done well. It means your yeast is happy. So what the best thing to do is, you guys, when you're in class, you'll get a thermometer, InstaRead thermometer, check the temp. Perfect. Right on. So you're going to take your KitchenAid mixer, mixing bowl, click it in. You're going to use a bread hook, right? A dough hook. Not a paddle, not a whip. That clips on. I'm going to add this in first. It helps the dough not to stick so much to the bottom of the bowl. Add a little salt. About a tablespoon of oil, olive oil. And then we have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Mix that in. And then we're going to get this going and let it mix. And it's got to go for a few minutes because you want the dough to come together. So basically when it comes from away from the wall of the bowl should almost be clean. And now I'm going to let it run for probably about 8 minutes to build up gluten, because we want a nice chewy dough when it comes out. So we'll be back in a minute and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, our dough is all finished up and it's resting right now, which means it's proofing, which means the yeast is activating and the dough is going to get nice and light and proof up. So the pizza we're doing today, I didn't explain that, is a grilled chicken pizza with the creamy garlic sauce, fresh basil, and fresh tomatoes from East Campus, which is run by the NR program and the science department here at high school. First thing I want to show you guys though, I'm going to butterfly this chicken. So get the chicken breast, get rid of any nasty stuff. These are already done, I just want to show you one. So the chicken breast is uneven. One end is fat, one end is skinny, it cooks uneven, and it takes a while. You want more surface area for the golden brown deliciousness of the grill. So you just slide the knife partway through. Open it up, kind of looks like a butterfly. Flat, more surface area, more even cooking. Alright, here we have our beautiful butterfly chicken. We're going to do a quick marinade on it so it's got some good flavor when it's going on as a pizza. So we're going to start with a little olive oil, fresh rosemary, which we pick out front on the patio of the grill. And I just want to show you this because this is the way you deal with rosemary. You've got a sprig of rosemary, you peel it off. It's great for pork, great for chicken, even on beef. Fantastic, one of my favorite herbs. I'm going to do a quick mince on this. Notice I got the claw going, guys. The fingertips are back. So what I did when I got the chicken finished cutting, I got a new knife and a new cutting board. So I don't want to cause any, and I washed my hands really good because I don't want to cause any cross-contamination. Add the rosemary, little chili flakes for a little heat. Oh, and then what we're going to do, with my tongs right there, we're going to get this mixed up. You can do this recipe with chicken at home. You don't have to put it on pizza. You can just eat it. So get all that stuff tossed in there nice. But we don't want too heavy of a marinade because then that's all you'll taste. You won't taste anything else on the pizza. So what I do, what I have my kids do in ROP mostly, you got to lay out the chicken on a pan. And this is more chicken than the pizza's going to need, but I'm just cooking it. What the heck. So what we do in the grill, you gotta season your chicken. It does not come from the store seasoned. You gotta make it taste good. Nice and even. We're gonna flip them over, do the other side. Gotta season both sides. Kosher salt, we always use kosher salt in the Foothill Grill Kitchen. Black pepper, fresh ground. And then I'm going to put these on the grill. I'm going to show you guys how to do cool grill marks on these because everybody likes fancy grill marks. Oh, real quick. before you put anything like this on the grill, take your brush, get it nice and clean. Then we have our ugly but beautiful oil rag. And that will help the chicken from not sticking. So then we're going to go here. Notice how they're kind of at an angle like this, because then we're going to, in a few minutes, we're going to flip them like that. And we'll have diamonds. We're going to let these cook for a minute, then I'll be back and we'll flip them around. Grilled chicken we're doing for the pizza. I put it on at one angle for a few minutes, and then I'm going to check. You see the grill marks are nice, so what we're going to do is just rotate it like that. Dough is resting and proofing, the chicken is grilling, but we gotta have a sauce for this pizza. So I'm gonna make a little creamy garlic sauce. This is chef's style. So we're gonna start with a couple tablespoons of butter. A little bit of garlic. Let's get out of there. That's enough. I don't want bad breath all day. Garlic, make it taste good, building layers of flavor. So this minced garlic, or chopped garlic I should say, you're going to cook it on kind of a medium temperature. You're going to keep an eye on it because you do not want to burn it. If you burn it or brown it too much, it gets bitter, you got to start over. And I do make my students start over if they burn the garlic. So you just want to kind of get it a little translucent. Good. And we're going to add a little flour. I'm kind of making a little roux because for my Alfredo sauce, it's not that thick, but this is going on a pizza. So it's got to kind of have a little binder in it for picking it up. You don't want to run it all over the pizza. And then we're going to slowly whisk in cream. Heavy whipping cream. Now it looks pretty thin right now. What happens when it starts to simmer, if you're using cornstarch, it would activate and make it thick as it simmers, but we're using flour, so once it starts to simmer, it'll thicken. It'll be beautiful and glossy for the pizza. After this comes to a simmer and gets thick, I'm going to add the Parmesan cheese, but I'm going to season it first a little bit right now. And there's no salt and cream, so you got to give it quite a bit. Pepper. Alright, now we're going to let this cook for a minute. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Chicken is grilled, sauce is cooked, and I cooled the sauce down a little bit because you don't want to put a hot or warm sauce on a fresh pizza. So here we have our beautiful pizza dough. It's been rising for about a half hour. First thing I'm going to do is put a little flour on the table so it won't stick. I'm going to prep my pizza peel over here with a little flour. Do not want a pizza to stick to your board. Cornmeal. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to start with this. So what I like to do is work my way around with my fingers until you get that kind of crust built up there. And then I'm going to use a rolling pin. And notice I'm not rolling off the edge of the pizza. This is fine because it keeps the right distance from the board, but if you roll off, it flattens that edge. And you guys will make pizzas in here, and they'll be fantastic. They may not be perfectly round, but nobody cares. It'll still taste good. And then usually everybody says, okay, chef, toss the thing. So here's what happens. Toss it. Let's see if this works. I don't do this very often. There we go. Perfect. That was good. Go a little thinner on this. And then you don't want to build the pizza on here, correct? Because what will happen is you'll build the pizza on here and you can't get it into the oven. I've had many students build a pizza, perfectly beautiful pizza on the counter, and then they can't get in the oven. So we're going to build it on the board there. I'm going to put this, I'm going here, get it nice and round. I'm gonna set that aside and then we're gonna do a few garnishes. All right, let's build this pizza. We've got sauce, we've got mozzarella, we've got our grilled chicken all sliced. We've got a little diced fresh tomato from East Campus here up in Camino. So the way I dice this, I just kind of slice it like that. What I do is I take these guys, lay them here, cubes, go straight down. These in here. Set that away for later. These I'll take to the compost pile. Wipe this down, we're not cross-contaminating, we're just doing vegetables. Then I'm going to do something. This is going to go on after the pizza's out of the oven, but I want to get it done, show you how to do a knife cut called chiffonade. It's kind of like a fine julienne. So you pick the leaves, pick nice leaves. And this is basil that was grown at East Campus also. So we're using our school resources to make some of this pizza. So you stack these. That, and then you roll them with your knife, the little claw, right? And you're using your chef's knife, nice and sharp. If your chef's knife is not sharp, it will bruise the basil and looks bad. Turns it around. Get this out of here. See, little ribbons, perfect. All right, let's build this guy and get her done. We're hungry. So, when you do a pizza like this, keep moving it every once in a while. If not, it'll stick. That's pretty. Alright. We take our sauce. This is the way I like to do it. Using my offset serrated straight edge. You don't want to go all the way to the edge, right? Because that's going to be your crust. Perfect. Carefully measured cheese, right? Like I said, when you're doing this, give it a shake once in a while. There we go. I'm going to put on our nice, beautiful lemon rosemary grilled chicken. And I think I forgot the lemon when I was doing the marinade, but Mikey and I got it on there eventually. It happens when you're new to this filming thing. Perfect. Shake. Put on some tomatoes. Tomatoes and basil kind of give it a nice, fresh flavor. A little acidity from the tomatoes cut through the fat of the cream. I think that's beautiful. Now we'll take it over and put it in the oven. So here we are at our big, beautiful Baker's Pride deck oven. I've got it preheated to, I believe, about 500 to 550 degrees. I'm going to drop the door. If any of you were in Foods One, you had to put your pizza on a little tiny pizza stone in the oven. We don't have to worry about that in here. You're going to tilt it and let it slide on. Back to the deck oven. Check on our pizza. It looks beautiful. And then we pull it out with the metal pizza peel. We're done with the wood one. And then have a cutting board ready. Got your pizza cutter, we got our fresh basil. Usually I like to let this sit for a little bit and rest and set up a little bit, but we're gonna cut into it right now so we can show you guys how amazing it looks. See, I like the basil afterwards because it doesn't get blackened. Okay. I'm glad you guys aren't here because this probably wouldn't be very good, so don't feel bad about not eating it. Mikey and I'll suffer through it. Okay. Let's see, that looks like a good one. And there's our grilled chicken with garlic sauce, tomatoes, and fresh basil pizza from the Foothill Grill.